So lots of cuts this week for the team. Here are the list of casualties. Brett Hundley, not surprising, I don't think, considering how Anthony Brown played. I was really impressed with him, actually. Robert Jackson, who I talked a lot of shit about, him covering Devontae Adams last year. I'm sorry, Robert. You know what, man? Like, Robert Jackson, you're my guy. You really are. I'm really sorry. It wasn't intentional, but he got cut. Corey Clement, kind of surprising considering how Harbaugh was talking about him. He really liked his game. I just think the running back room is a little bit crowded.
Yeah, especially with JK coming back sooner than some people may have thought.
Yeah, maybe that's a good sign
vegan,
for them.
That vegan, baby. Veganism, baby. He tore his ACL after meat-eating ass Gus Edwards, and he came back quicker than Gus Edwards. It's that vegan, plant-based. He got some plant-based knee ligaments, baby.
So this is a hot take. So veganism is the way to. We're a pro-vegan show, is what you're telling me. I like it, dude. I had a Cuban sandwich the other day. It was actually not bad. It's made out of jackfruit. Pretty good.
Dude, jackfruit is a great replacement for meat in a lot of cases.
I was surprised by how good it was because I've had vegan food before where I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of like mushy a little bit, but the jackfruit, it looked good and it tasted good. Yeah. So shout out. I guess we're a pro vegan show. I don't know. I guess we decided on that.
Hey, just to clarify, I'm not a vegan.
Right.
I had chicken enchiladas last night.
So I think going back to Corey Clement, John Harbaugh really liked him. Like he was like, I'm surprised no other team has picked him up. I think he's a nice addition. Now he's gone. It just goes to show that like nothing is permanent in the NFL, right? Like you can say one thing one week and then have a complete flip the next week if it means it benefits your team. But I'm with you. Maybe this is a good sign. Maybe JK they already said he was going to play week 1. I was wrong about that. See, I admit when I'm wrong about things. I predicted he wouldn't be back till later. But it's a good sign. It sucks for Corey Clement. I hope he finds a role somewhere else because we didn't really see much from him in this past preseason game. I just think it's a good sign for our running back room. I do think maybe, it just seems likely that J.K. Dobbins has made enough progress on his recovery. He's itching to get back out there. And the running back room's a little crowded. Tyler Beatty, the guy we drafted in the 6th round. Justice Hill. Let's talk about a guy who played in the last preseason game. Justice Hill was out there chugging out 2-3 yard runs. So he's in there. He knows the system. I don't know. Just seemed like it was a little supplemental.
Just crowded backfield. And what's the other guy? He played well. He played with us last year. Got picked up by somebody else, and then he made
McCreary.
McCreary, yeah, he looked good too. Yeah, I mean, we just got a lot of depth there. I was the biggest surprise. Sorry, I know you're not done with the list, but
no, go ahead.
I was expecting to see Seymour cut because that guy's trash, man. Number 25.
That route, dude. We didn't talk about that where Willis threw the ball down the sideline and he kind of like peeled off the route. What the fuck was that about?
And then even in the stadium practice I went to, he was getting beat left and right, man. I was like, how is this guy even on the team? And he made the first round of cuts. So I'm just like, what the hell's going on? Maybe he's a good gunner or something and he has some special team. But I mean, he's not going to make the team. Don't get me wrong. But I was just surprised that he still has an opportunity to play tomorrow at the Cardinals game. I thought his ass was gone.
It was real. That route that he blew, dude. He blew. I mean, he let the receiver go. He gets a huge catch along the sideline. I'm like, he totally. But where was he going? I don't even know where he was going. It was like he looked back for the ball too early and then peeled off the route, but the ball was like nowhere near where he was. It was off by like 5 or 10 yards. I don't get it. I didn't
maybe
get that.
Maybe he had safe. I mean, obviously he thought he was in
help.
He had safety help over there, but obviously that wasn't the case. Anywho,
who
else did we get rid of?
Denzel Williams.
Who's he?
I believe he was a corner.
Okay.
And then Devon Williams, a guy that I was really high on because he showed a lot of flair at Oregon, wide receiver. I think that's a result of Shamar Bridges just balling out last week. He made the most of all of his opportunities. I gave him an A. Dude, Shamar Bridges blew me away. You're absolutely right, Chad, on that one. So I think he was sort of a casualty of that. Plus, he had some off the field stuff. Like, I guess he I don't know the exact stories, but there were a lot of talks about him, like, kind of having just like personality issues and not jiving well with people, even in Oregon. So I don't know what to make of that. Like, I really don't. A lot of stuff gets maybe too much of a microscope put on it and it gets lost in translation. But either way, he got waived from the team. And then Brett Hundley was kind of surprising too, but I think they're just happy with Anthony Brown. I thought he played really well. If we look at his stat line, like I said, every single quarterback that played last week had a passer rating over 90, which is better than what Malik Willis put up for the Titans. So Anthony Brown went 10 of 15 for 117 yards. 66% of his passes. Didn't have a whole lot of reps, but he threw for over 100 yards, which is more than you can say for any of the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks last week. None of them threw for over 100 yards. Just a side note for all you Steelers fans who maybe watch.
Kenny Pickett looked good.
Kenny Pickett did look good. It's concerning. And now Mason Rudolph is third on that depth chart.
Really?
Get it? Who is Mason Rudolph? Does he have a fucking blackmail thing going on with somebody in the Steelers organization? Did he catch someone doing something shady over there? Why the fuck? If Kenny Pickett, a guy you drafted this year, is ahead of you on the depth chart, and you've been with this team for fucking years at this point, and you should know the system better than this dude, and something's going on over there. Mason Rudolph is holding a gun to somebody's head. I don't get it. I don't understand why he's on that roster. Anyway, side tangent.
I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that. Pittsburgh's offense looked pretty good under Kenny. Obviously, they're paying second teamers, but they looked pretty good. George Pickens looks like an absolute steal. They always Miles Boykins dropped a pass in the end zone.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think if I rather had Shamar Bridges or Miles Boykin at this point. I hope I don't eat these words during the regular season. I see more with Shamar Bridges. I think that's it's early. It's too fucking early, but I'm going out on a limb and saying, hey, we made the right trade there. The receivers always for Pittsburgh, they draft them really well. It's like the one thing that they do that I can look at and as a Ravens fan, honestly be like, hey, we have work to do in that department. And the Steelers just seem to have figured that out. But I will also say this. Wide receivers are becoming a dime a dozen in this league. I think you can get good receiver value in the third or fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think because the passing game, so much emphasis has been placed on the passing game in recent years, the wide receivers have gotten better too.
Sure.
So I really think that like maybe a guy like Christian Watson in Green Bay, third rounder, that he could be a standout wide receiver. George Pickens, I think they picked up in the second round or third. You don't have to draft a receiver in the first round anymore to get value out of a guy. I really don't. And I think if you do that in the first round, all you're doing is hamstringing your team to have to pay them more money down the line if they fall out. You don't really have to pay a second or third rounder the same kind of money unless they really they're like one of the top receivers in the league when their rookie contract is done.
You just saw a bunch of second, third rounders get paid. AJ Brown, Metcalf, Cooper Kupp. Who else? Someone else just got paid too. Christian Kirk. He wasn't a first rounder.
Yeah, right. Now that might have been a reach. I think that was a reach.
No, they definitely overpaid him, but he got paid.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm not convinced that you should be selling the barn for fucking wide receivers at this point when you can draft them every single year in the third or fourth round now, and they're going to be good, solid additions to your team. So George Pickens did play really well. He makes me nervous a little bit, and he's had a good camp, little fucker. I'm concerned.
Very concerned.
And it's a compliment. I'm paying that as a compliment.
I'm a little less confident that Pittsburgh's going to have that rollover year.
It depends. I don't know. I always thought with Kenny Pickett, I thought it was a great pick for them. He's been in your backyard for 5 years. You know him probably better than any other team that scouted him because all you have to do is hop in a car and fucking drive over there. It's not like you're hopping on a plane or anything like that. Someone in that building has been scouting him for the past 5 years, right? And all the shit that was said about his hands being too small, all that is bullshit. It just, like, watching the mainstream media talk about sports, it's like they're dying to find something about somebody that's a negative. You know, like stories about Jimmy Garoppolo not being made available and it being a bad thing. It's all, dude, whatever, man. Who fucking cares? He took him to 2 Super Bowls. You know, like he took him to 2 NFC championship games. He took him to a Super Bowl. I'm like, dude, who fucking like, it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, if you're on the field and you're contributing, I don't really care. Fucking Aaron Rodgers did ayahuasca. Aaron Rodgers was tripping balls in South America and won 2 MVPs back to back. You can say whatever you want. Like, say whatever you want about some of these guys. Like, I just think some of these stories are a little overblown. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's where Tom Brady is right now. Maybe he's doing ayahuasca. He's like, oh shit, fucking Aaron figured it out, dude. If I want to get back to my Super Bowl.
There's a reason why he's still playing at 43 years old.
I'm just saying. I don't know, man. Anyway. Yeah, wide receivers. Pittsburgh's looking good. I agree. Mason Rudolph is obviously blackmailing somebody.
Yep.
That's what we can take away from that.
Deshaun Watson, 11 games suspension.
We're gonna miss him. So he's coming back for the Texans game, which is like super ironic.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so that's gonna be his first game back, right?
First game is against the Texans.
Yeah, that's his first game. And he played like dog shit. He looked like a quarterback that has not played football in a year. He really did in his preseason game. I was watching it. Dude, what was his stat line? It was fucking terrible. Was
he 1 for 5 or something?
One completion, 7 yards. He had a 39.6 QBR. He played like fucking doo-doo. He played awful. And now he's going to miss another 11 games. On top of that, I don't know. We're going to miss him week 7. And then I believe we play them again. I want to actually hammer this out. So week 7 and then week 14 or 15, depending on the bye. I guess it's week 14 we play him. So we'll catch him then. But I don't know. I'm not nearly as worried now that I've seen him play. He's got a lot of rust to shake off. And missing 11 games. And then the guy is just like he does this apology and then he fucking like kind of sort of walks it, or sort of like gave a half-assed apology. He's like, I apologize to the women I affected because obviously people were triggered over it. And it's just like, all right, dude, like, do you apologize or not? Like, whatever. I'm out on Deshaun Watson for now. I don't see it. And 11 games, him taking more of that off. He's not going to play the rest of the preseason, I don't think, right? So I don't know, bro. The Browns are going to be doo-doo again this year. They're thinking about picking up Jimmy Garoppolo, speaking of picking up quarterbacks. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm glad that the extension got extended. Yeah. Probably should have been more, if I'm being honest with you. But good news for Ravens fans.
What do you want to do?
Yeah. So that happened in the news this week. We covered that enough last week. We got a game against the Cardinals this Sunday. Yep. A lot of interesting side points here, like little plot lines. Marquise Brown, I don't know if he's going to play, but
announced that he's not.
He's not? Okay. And he's got some legal, well, maybe not. Maybe his legal issues, speeding on the 101 are kind of resolved, I guess.
He likes to go fast like he likes to go on the field.
On that highway, too, the 101, 4 or 5 lanes, speed limit's like 60, 65 already. It doesn't surprise me that he was caught on that highway. I've driven it many times. And I got to be honest with you. If you're going to speed and you want to stay in Phoenix, I'm not advocating this. I'm just saying that is the highway that you do it on. And people get caught speeding on it all the time. And it links up. It does a circle around Phoenix, and then it goes to the 17 and the 10. 17 to the north, 10 to the west and the east. You kind of can take the 101 all the way around. So I don't know. I mean, he won't be playing for week 1, but there are other ones. I mean, Max Williams was a former Raven. And then Mark Andrews, I don't think he's going to play, but Mark Andrews is going home. He's originally from Scottsdale. So that'll be nice. Maybe we'll see like a Mark Andrews family piece or something like that come out on ESPN. I doubt it. It's already Saturday, but interesting little wrinkles there. Predictions for the game. You got a score? I'm saying 28-7 is my final score. That's my bold prediction.
You're missing one more connection to the Ravens. Backup quarterback.
Trace McSorley. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
Trace McSorley is going to tear our secondary up. It's going to be a loss. Our first loss. I'm not.
Trace McSorley? That would break my fucking heart.
Trace McSorley is going to end our streak.
That cannot be NFL history, dude. It can't be Trace McSorley.
Bold prediction.
Like, dude, the only thing I remember about Trace McSorley was the awesome song that he had on social media. Have you heard that one? Dude,
yeah, because after his almost Wednesday night miracle almost.
Yeah, right.
When everybody was dead with COVID and we had to play on Wednesday against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man. Trace McSorley. I forgot about that. I forgot he went to the Cardinals. Okay, so interesting. So you're saying that we lose to the Cardinals?
Yeah, why not? Bold position.
Damn, that is bold. It's got to come to an end at some point. So I guess it's a pretty good one. Anything else before we get out of here?
Taylor says hello.
Hi, Taylor. So she made the podcast. Anything else? Anything we need to talk about before we bounce out? Anything you want to say to the Squawk?
I'm excited for to continue to see these undrafted rookie wide receivers. I'm hoping Slade Bolden gets opportunity. He's not hurt. I want to see James Prochet out there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hype about him. Devin Duvernay, he missed last game. Yeah, basically those 3 wide receivers. And I want to see if Shamar Bridges continues.
And the battle at left guard.
The offensive line, and then the defense. Travis Jones.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Ben Cleveland can get his act together and help us out on the offensive line as opposed to not coming to camp.
Who do we think for left guard? It's Ben Powers, right? Is probably going to be.
I think he is in the lead just because, Ben Powers and Tyree Phillips.
Yeah, probably.
And
so Ben Cleveland can get his act together.
Yeah, if Cleveland would have came to camp on time and in shape, he might have been in this conversation.
Yeah.
So that's to be determined. But yeah, Ben Powers has, a little bit more experience. He's been solid. But Tyree Phillips is a little bit more athletic, just a little bit more raw and younger. But Tyree has filled in he's very versatile. So my prediction is that Tyree Phillips ends up with the starting position just because he has started so has Ben Powers, but I just feel like the athleticism is gonna win it, for him.
Yeah.
So
with you on that.
That's my prediction there.
Did we see Demarcus Robinson play? Wide receiver, we just picked him up. Talk about, I don't know. Sounds like another Sammy Watkins signing.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's with the team since they're in Arizona.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if he's physically there. I don't know so probably not. I doubt we would see him. I doubt he's even there.
Yeah.
He a little bit surprising, but not too crazy surprising with the fact that we did have some injuries at the wide receiver position this training camp with 3 or 4 guys missing last preseason. Demarcus Robinson got picked up by the Raiders after being cut by Kansas City.
Correct.
And then he got cut by the Raiders.
Yeah.
I went and watched the highlights. He had a great catches against us in the 3 games that we've played them in the Mahomes era. He beat Marlon Humphreys for a touchdown last year against us in that crazy game that we won. So, I mean, obviously he has some skills. He's a bigger, taller, speedster type guy, so he might fill that. There's definitely a role to fill there because, like we said, outside of Bateman, all the other guys are small. So it's gonna be. I mean, it's a crowded wide receiver room.
Small and young. At least he has a little bit of NFL experience that he can bring to the table. I don't know. It feels like the Sammy Watkins signing, where like initially I was excited, and then as the season progressed, I thought Sammy Watkins played okay for us. I'm not going to knock the guy, but it wasn't what I anticipated it being. And I think Demarcus Robinson's kind of the same thing. He averages like less than 500 yards a season. I don't know. They'll find something for him to do in the offense, but it's enough at least to make people who have been like, oh my God, we need a wide receiver. We need another one. It's enough, I think, to kind of like quell that at least until the season starts. So we'll see how that goes. Figured I'd cover it. It's like brand new news. Other than that, I think we got everything, dude. You want to say anything to the flock before you take off? Enjoy your day. You're gonna be wrong, Chad. The streak will continue.
I hope it does. I'm just, I'm just saying bold prediction here. I don't know. I like to keep it. We're talking preseason, so it doesn't really matter. It would be funny if Trace McSorley beats us. Well, I mean, obviously he's not going to start the whole game. They throw a couple people in there. I don't know who is Colt McCoy still there.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's the backup. So Trace McSorley, here's a bold prediction. Trace McSorley will go and lead a touchdown drive.
That's not bold.
Do you think he can do it?
I think he can.
Depends on who the receivers are out there.
I like Trace McSorley.
I do too. Yeah, awesome song.
I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably unlikely. But
we'll see. I don't know. It's Sunday, and
Sunday night. Sunday night. We've never had a Sunday night preseason game before.
So that's going to be on primetime then.
8 o'clock Sunday night.
The line for this game, Baltimore -5.5 with the over/under at 38.5. It says it's 91 degrees, but it's a dome stadium, so I don't really just throw that out. It's not really all that.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, Fox will be covering it. It's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. Before we take off, thanks to our new subscriber. We picked up a new one this week. We really appreciate the support. And keep tuning in. We're going to have awesome content. The season is like it's less than a month away at this point. And I'm excited to cover it with you. Chad, it was awesome talking to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, thank you to all of our subscribers for the support. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so we can grow. And you can hear more conversations about Zach Wilson busting and, all the other good stuff. Inflation. We had good inflation talk this week. Yeah. See, we cover a wide variety of topics here.
Right. This is not just this is not just a football podcast.
Hell no. We do everything. We are versatile like that. Chad, take it easy, my friend. And goodbye. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Caw-caw.
Caw-caw.